our plan for world domination in the gaming sphere. We're going to have microtransactions everywhere. That's right. Star Wars in every franchise. Then we're going to make it happen. That's right. What the hell? I'll call you back. What the hell is that? What kind of is a hell portal? What the hell is that? Oh shit. It's Doom Guy. All right. Round up the nerds. Release the shit eater demons right now. Get them, boys. Listen here, Doom Guy. I'm just trying to make a business, Daddy's got to get a Ferrari, okay? Listen here. It's all part of the business. Listen here, Doom Guy. Listen here. Oh wait, don't have to tell me twice. Doom Guy is back in action. That's right. Doom the Dark Ages, the third installment of the Doom reboot series. Scholars, welcome to this brutally honest review of Doom. Now, I'm going to be honest, this review is a little late. Apologies, but I'm still going to give it to you because we've got to review these games, right? I want to stop and make a note, though, about a few things before we dive in. One, I haven't actually played Doom 2016 since 2016. And I never beat Doom Eternal. I got about 25% there and stopped playing because, life happens. And so before I beat the Dark Ages, I went back and watched reviews about previous titles to help jumpstart my memory about Doom 2016 and to get more information about Doom Eternal. I think it's only fair to make that clear. I haven't beat Doom Eternal. I did ruin myself with some of those things that, you want to find out on your own as you play. But I wanted to be as fair as possible when it comes to my criticisms about this game. Now, how does Doom the Dark Ages fare against its predecessors like Doom Eternal in 2016? Well, Doom the Dark Ages attempts to innovate by mixing up the Slayer action formula by introducing a new way of playing the game, the parry system. The entire premise of the Doom the Dark Age revolves around Doom's new chainsaw shield. Trust me, I tried to buy a replica for this review, but it would have cost me $300, and the fact that I wasn't willing to spend that money shouldn't discount the fact that the concept of the shield parry system. Personally, I love the innovation and I enjoy it, and I enjoy the change. I felt like I was playing Doom and Dark Souls at the same time. However, if you can't get behind the parry system, you're not going to enjoy this game, as 90% of gameplay revolves around the parry system. In some way, every single boss has mechanics that are revolved around parrying. In fact, there are some bosses you will struggle to beat even on the hardest mode, like Nightmare, if you can't actually block. Especially if you don't actively parry, you can simply block damage, but your shield has a damage meter, and at some point it will break during combat, forcing you to have to wait in order to block again. Similar to like Dark Souls with a stamina bar, this is far more severe in Nightmare mode, as you will want to block as much damage as possible, as almost everything kicks your ass. The parry system is so integral to the entire game that even weapons have synergy and effects that activate when you parry attacks. If you don't like parrying, this game will bore you to death. It's very much an all in or nothing game. So what about the weapons? Well, the iconic super shotgun is back and is not as super as I remember it to be. In fact, maxing out the first shotgun is actually more potent as it just automatically blasts through all ammo and scorches targets. This will be a common theme where each weapon type has an alternative version that is kind of completely useless. We've got the plasma rifles. We've got the new nail gun weapon type, which is actually some of the worst guns in the game. We've gotten the new skull crusher weapons. Listen, there is nothing more badass than a gun that literally crushes skulls in order to send bone shards to kill demons. It's absolutely badass. We've got the chain shot, which is literally a flail gun that shoots a chain and flail, which charges after a parry, allowing for maximum damage in a shot. We've got the BFG, or should I say the BFC, the big freaking crossbow. Which isn't a normal weapon. It's like a side ability. You have to collect random drops or collect ammo that's off to the side. Like you have to go across the map and get random drops from enemies that you kill, or just get the collectibles that are preset on the map. One of the things is you can't upgrade it. It's just kind of there. It's all right. I found that I just used to cheese annoying enemies. I would just, you know what? I'm going to blast you with the crossbow. And that's kind of how I used it. One of the biggest failures of the Dark Ages is the weapon customization. It exists in some guns to get decent features, but nothing compared to Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. In those games, your auto rifle can get mini missiles. But in Dark Ages, you get a small trivial upgrade, nothing that really makes them stand out. Oh, you can shoot faster. Oh, you can scorch targets now. Oh, now you do increased damage. It feels like weapon customization is a step back from previous titles. What about melee? Doom 2006 lets you punch the shit out of demons. Doom Eternal also does the same thing, but getting this big ass sword that you can just go around and chop things up. But the Dark Ages, you get no real melee. That's right, no melees. You have your shield, and you have a charged melee weapon. That's right, a charged. Let's talk about the shield first. This is the primary way to do damage, as melee in the Dark Ages, if you ever wanted to play Captain America in Doom, now's your chance. It's very satisfying to yeet the chainsaw shield and ping pong between demons. Even being able to throw the shield and watch the chainsaw rip into a demon as it just will sit there and it will rip into the demon and do residual damage until you recall it back like Captain America, right? Now, the melee weapons, the power fist, the flail, the mace, all of these are charged mechanics that you need to either charge up via the blocking and getting kills, or via consumables that recharge it immediately. The fist is the iconic Doom guy special with punching demons. The flail is just slamming a flail around, and the mace is just a big ass mace. Each one does different things. However, the mace is by far the best in slot, as it will auto-fill all your weapon ammo. Both the shield and the melee weapons have runes that you can upgrade that unlock new abilities. Shield runes modify the shield's parry, delivering devastating attacks whenever the player parries a green projectile. Ground fissure, for example, summons a fissure in front of the player. That damages all demons in its path. Holy Swarm, which sends out phantom blades. Auto turret, which summons a turret on Doom Guy that just auto targets demons with a turret. Heaven Splitter, which is the best in slot, which summons down lightning and stuns a group of enemies, allowing the best crowd control in the game. Melee weapons get slightly upgraded from ruins, but nothing too extreme like the shield ruins, which makes them even more underwhelming to me. Which goes into finishers / glory kills. One of the trademark Doom Guide certified badassery moments in Doom is glory killing, which are gone.
And it's gone.
What?
It's gone. It's all gone.
They don't exist in the Dark Ages, and it's replaced with this watered down finisher. Most of the finishers involve Doom Guy either throwing his shield to kill an enemy or just backhanding them with the shield, which is pretty cool. Backhanding a demon, in my opinion, backhanding a demon, like bitch slapping, pales in comparison to Doom 2006, when you literally bam shove a demon's head into its own corpse, ripping and tearing demons in half. Even bosses in the Dark Ages feel anti-Doom. The most aggressive finishers are just ones where the chainsaw shield is tearing them down the middle. That's pretty normal for Doom 2016 with the regular chainsaw. Doom the Dark Ages feels like baby's first Doom. The gore, the violence, it feels watered down. It was less rip and tear and more like throwing frisbees and backhanding. Like, ID Software was afraid to showcase demon violence. I guess we need to be more inclusive of demon feelings. Hashtag Demon Lives Matter. What about the enemies? What about those demon designs? Well, the game revolves around the shield, and almost every enemy, including the final boss, has very advertising attacks that you need to parry or should parry to maximize your success rate in a fight. Outside of that, there's some pretty interesting enemies, including some old school models that were brought back from older Doom. Don't ask me to name them because I honestly forgot. But I can tell you what they look like, and you'll know. I'm thinking the Invisible Demons and the Hell Knight. Yeah, remember those guys. Those guys make you feel old school vibes. I personally didn't have an issue with enemy types. That was probably one of the most positives about the game. What about mission design? There are 22 missions, and they follow a very predictable and mundane pattern. You'll have one open world map mission, then that's pretty much predictable in the outline and design. Then you'll have one small mission, and then one big one, and then one small mission, and then one big one. The pattern is so mundane. I mean, the open world maps themselves are almost identical, that they require you to go to the corners of the fucking map. You do all of that just to either kill a boss or a group of enemies to end up fighting an elite enemy at the end to progress the story. The only thing that makes the maps interesting is, one, the secrets, which we'll talk about those in a while, and two, the cool skyboxes. Like, I think the skyboxes in mission worlds in themselves are some of the best pieces of content in the game. You'll go from seeing demon titans fighting a mech in the background to Cthulhu-looking monsters in the dark waters that will scare the shit out of you. You'll see all of the warfare between demons and humans. It's pretty badass. However, outside of those missions themselves are very simplistic designs. I love the skyboxes. I like the way the maps look, but they're so simplistically laid out. But what about the badass dragon and mech we got to see in the trailers? Those have to be some really amazing experiences, right? Wrong. I have never been more disappointed in my life. Riding around on a dragon sounds like it would be the pinnacle of badassery. But what it turned out to be was actually an unenthusiastic hand job. Were there moments where you could enjoy yourself? Sure. The cutscenes where you finish off a demon by breathing down its throat or snapping its neck was really freaking cool. You literally feel like you're flying around in a World War II airplane. You shoot your gun, and not once do you get to use the ability to use your dragon breath to kill shit. Not once. Do you do anything cool with the dragon yourself? The gameplay of the dragon looks like this. There it is, challenge done. Now we can do this. Time to kick your ship's ass. Dang it. Right, then the Eye of Sauron. Come on. It's time to kick the Eye of Sauron's ass. You literally fly in place, waiting for the enemy to shoot green projectiles that you then dodge to do charged up bonus damage to break a shield, to then destroy a turret or an eyeball or a mouth. It's literally the same thing every damn time. The exception to this rule is one, you can shoot Titan demons that are just sitting there on their ass. What you got? What you got, kid? Owie. Or you could chase enemy ships around the map while they do absolutely fucking nothing to you. Okay, this is kind of annoying. Like, could you stop? I wish I was joking. You just fly around the map chasing their ass and try to kill them while they provide zero harm or effort to you. Not a single person at ID Software stopped to think about, dragons actually should be threatened. Maybe we should make a moving boss or allow the dragon to breathe fire. Rip his freaking face out. Yo! That was badass! He literally was just breathing down his throat like Godzilla. Maybe we should have ships shoot you? No. But wait. We've got to talk about the mech. I thought we would get some badass fights with a big ass mech, like Gundam or something, but no, even those are more uninteresting. At first, I was excited, but as we got multiple missions with mechs with the same fight sequences, I immediately realized the idea of the mech was just there for a badass afterthought, not implementation. You literally walk around a big ass map as a mech punching dudes. I'm not joking. Imagine playing Doom 2016, but you can only use melee to kill demons. That's pretty much the mech missions. You get a few options. You can punch enemies, you can stomp enemies, you can stun enemies with a charge up super punch. Sorry, you could stun with the stomp, but then you can also just supercharge and kill them. go. And on a rare occasion, you get a Gatling gun for a few fucking seconds just to murder everything and then immediately throw it on the ground. No freaking way. Supercharged, perform a perfect dodge. Yeah, I'm about to blow some ass cheeks. And in the last mission with the Supreme Mech, you get a chance to go and blast insta-kill enemies, which was cool and all for the first time. Hell yeah. That's what's up, baby. But what about the enemies? I'm sure they provide a fun fight, right? Right? Wrong. Again, you're stuck doing the same damn Dodge Simulator 2025. You can see an enemy attack with a green parry option, and then you dodge immediately, ignoring all damage. Even with the 3 enemies at once, you can have 3 on you. As long as you time the green parry window, you can dodge all damage. You can never take damage. And there are like 2 enemy types, maybe 3 if I'm being generous. If I'm honest, it's all the same. Oh, you lose your bonus whenever you get hit. Yeah, I've got to be careful not to get too crazy. Did you just challenge me, you bitch? Not today. I'm Rocky Balboa, bitch. The level design is so fucking boring. I was expecting some badass gameplay, and instead all we got was ass gameplay. Fat ass, not good fat ass, like, dang girl, would you get that ass? No, it's like, geez, get this ass out of here. But hey, at least customization can be done on your mech, even though you can't see it. I'm not sure why the dragon is in third person, but the mech isn't. It's not. It's like, we're not doing anything special besides our fist. Yeah, I don't understand why you're not in first person with the mech. What a travesty. What a missed opportunity with this whole design for the dragon and the mechs. Unlike Doom 2016 and even Doom Eternal, transversal is pretty boring. In other games, you could jump, double jump, and even dash around using bars to climb or move around in the map. In the Dark Ages, there's very limited transversal. The only interesting movement tech is throwing your shield and then recalling it, flinging yourself across the map. But the lack of real jumping, dashing, and overall cool movement tech that we previously had in Dark Ages makes it feel like an absolute slogfest. Like when you jump, you feel like you're a literal tank, which is cool, but not overall impressive. One of the biggest complaints that Doom the Dark Ages received from critics and people who played it is that it felt too slow, which I'm here wondering, what kind of drugs are those people taking? Because you can go through and scale your speed in the options and start zooming around the map like you're a kid off their ADHD medicine, which honestly is one of the saving graces to the transversal in the game. But let's be honest, if you feel the need to zoom to get through the game, that's kind of a problem. The movement itself is actually very boring. While we're talking about adjusting speed, let's talk about the new tech that the Dark Ages brings in regard to customization that is done right. The first part is the innovation that is absolutely amazing. I have to hope and pray that other games take the inspiration from Doom. You can not only choose the difficulty you want, which is pro-typical, right? But you can fully customize your challenge. I do want to keep the tutorials on just in case. Wait, you can actually... Okay. You can adjust the damage you do. I'm just going to do 100%. It's just normal 100% damage. I want them to actually be very aggressive. Game speed, crack that up. Days duration, let's just do standard. Everything else we'll just keep the same. This is crazy. You can min-max your own modifiers. That's badass. From reducing incoming damage to increasing damage you do, to increasing how aggressive enemies are, all the way to increasing the parry time, the game lets you craft and play the game how you want to play. And that's amazing. Unfortunately, that's it for customization. We talked about the lack of weapon customization, but you also have a lack of customization in your look. Sure, can you earn skins for your weapons by collectibles and cool mastery levels, which, to be honest, aren't that hard or impressive, just they make you get kills. And you get armor by collecting, you get armor skins by collectibles and challenges. Outside of that, the customization is literally just colors. Beating the game on the hardest difficulty gives you a gold skin, but it's literally the same skin every time. I mean, we literally had the Doomicorn in previous titles, but we get 0 cool skins besides colors here. Not only that, but you could customize your start menu and PvP stuff, which we'll get to in a minute. The customization in this game outside of the mission scalars are incredibly watered down and feel like an afterthought. That's not the only afterthought though. In Doom 2016, we had cool secret missions like the classic Doom sections. Doom Eternal not only let you play Doom 1 and 2, it also had secret challenge missions to unlock the Unmaker. And the Unmaker, it was like one of the most badass weapons, right? And these missions were hard as hell, no matter what level you played on. But the Dark Ages has none of that. Sure, there are secret zones that you can spawn an elite enemy, but nothing holds an actual candle to the challenges that were provided from Doom Eternal. Sure, they have challenges that you can do in each mission that unlocks gold or skins, but nothing the same as Doom Eternal. These are like bonus challenges, and they're pretty easy overall. Even worse, in Doom Eternal, you had a really cool hub where you could interact with all your customization, all the secret unlocks like the collectibles, and you had the ability to get the Unmaker, which was a secret in the hub itself. It was nice. The Dark Ages doesn't have that. Okay, what about PvP? What about multiplayer? I'm sure it's fun, right? Right? No, there's no PvP. Unlike its predecessors, there is no PvP. Doom the Dark Ages is only a single player game, period. We'll get back to that in a minute. What about the story? Surely the story with the story will save the game, right? Right? Fuck me. Even the story is so basic. It feels more generic than most Marvel movies nowadays. The story is this. The evil guy wants to find the MacGuffin to rule the world. That's it. That's the main plot of the story. I wish I was joking. The story is the Sentinels, which are humans who are a religious military group. They seem like futuristic Vikings, to be honest, but they're fighting off the demon horde. Why? I don't actually know. Maybe there's lore in the collectibles, but the game itself doesn't explain why we're at war with demons at all or how it started. But you start off finding out that the Slayer is being controlled by one of the makers. And this one is like if Jabba the Hutt did a fusion dance with an angel. Right? Pretty sure they are. Again, I never beat Eternal. It's Jabba the Hutt. The makers are brainwashing the Slayer with a device built into his suit. Why? It's never really explained, nor is it explained how they got in possession of the Slayer or control of him in the first place. But the makers stay in their floating ship above the Sentinel Fortress, working together with the Sentinels to slay and fight the demons, including the Slayer. Until the story progresses and the Demon Prince, I actually forgot his name, it's like Absban, Absdol, we can call him Abby for all I care. And honestly, it doesn't even matter. The Demon Prince is looking for something, the MacGuffin. So we end up chasing this dude and his tentacle witch around trying to stop him. We kind of suck at it. In fact, every time we face off against the Demon Prince, we get our ass handed or stopped by the witch. There's the witch. Oh, dude, knock the shit out of her. We find out that the MacGuffin is actually a god who is sealed away in this Sentinel chick who is kind of like the main character in the story. I'm not joking. Doom Guy is kind of the side chick in the story. The only time he's relevant is when they keep showing him resisting the makers and until he breaks out, which makes the maker scared enough to start working with the Demon Prince and betray everyone like a bitch. What was asked of you? Being a bitch? What kind of fight is this? This is kind of weird. It's like, sharks. Electric sharks. What am I ever gonna do? But really, the Slayer could be removed from the story and nothing except maybe the ending, of course, would actually change. But the entire time, the story focus is on the Sentinels. There's a few moments where the Doom Guy shows up and steals the show. Like, he rolls up in a mech and tells the Odin-looking dude who's fighting the Demon Prince, run.
Tell me where it is.
Right behind you. He said run! He said that! As he tries to blast the Demon Prince back to hell, that was pretty badass. There were moments like that, like when he killed the giant Cthulhu god-looking bastard. That was pretty badass. Hell, he did it twice. He ripped out the device that was being used to control him, sending multiple of those old gods flying backwards. Who's gonna hurt more? Doom Guy? Or those assholes? Oh, that's gotta hurt. You ripped out the device that was being used to control him to send multiple of those old gods flying backwards into the pit of acid while he himself falls and dies in the acid, only to come back in the afterlife as a zombie slayer, which was absolutely badass. My trusty dusty golden shotgun. It'd be crazy if my face is all skull and bones. Oh my god, we might actually. Oh my god. We're literally a zombie. But outside of that, he's kind of a side character in the story. But we find out there's a god in this Viking chick, and she doesn't know it and doesn't know how to control it. And the demon prince essentially steals the power to become a supreme demon, who then gets his ass handed to him after he kills our best buddy, the dragon. I think the most I gave a shit about the story is when he literally killed our dragon bro. Like, fuck you, dude. No, he's gonna kill the dragon. Don't kill the dragon. Don't kill the dragon, man. Don't kill the dragon. Anything but my bud. That's my bro. No, not the dragon. No! You killed the dragon, bro. We got you. Kill him. Kill that bitch. But the Slayer killed the witch and the demon prince in the most gruesome way possible. I'm joking. He pulls a Captain Carter from Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness and cuts the witch in half. But it doesn't actually do that. She just blows up like a bomb. God, I hate her. She should have. Oh, she dead now. Oh, she's one of the squid people. Yeah, go away, you Cthulhu looking ass. Oh, and let's not talk about the demon prince. This asshole has been kicking Doom guy's ass throughout the entire game. Even making Doom look like a goofy goober. Whenever he's chasing him, he's always late. But Doom Guy finally gets his chance at getting revenge. And we see the Demon Prince on the ground like a bitch. And the Doom Guy goes and slams his shield. And then the screen cuts. ID Software actually censored the final boss's death. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Ooh. I have never been so angry in my life. Sure, when I played the game the first time, you try to process everything, so you're excited that you beat the game. It wasn't until I was done streaming that everything hit me, and I'm sitting there thinking, huh. That was kind of ass. The final boss dies off screen. And even if they showed it, it was just the Doom guy slamming his shield into him. Supposedly no super shotgun kill or getting a badass scene where Doom guy blows people up with a BFC. We get a smash to cut screen to another cutscene elsewhere. Oh, and the Viking chick learns how to control the god powers and now has phantom tentacles. Why do I feel like I'm not as impressive anymore? I'm sorry. This game sucks ass. There's a reason I never got back and finished 100%. Maybe the DLC will make improvements, but this game is such a disappointment. The story was generic and anticlimactic. The weapon customization lacked compared to its predecessors. The level design predictable and uninspiring. The dragon and mech missions were god awful. No secret fucking missions or challenges. No real customization outside of level scalers, which is probably the best part of the game, to be honest. The lack of a hub, the lack of kills or glory, glory kills or gore in general. Like, we're talking about baby's first violent video game. And of course, a lack of PvP or multiplayer game modes. Sure, there was no battle pass, which either you liked or don't like, but at least have the PvP like every other game that the predecessors had. Everything about this game is a step backwards. Hell, even the music is a step backward. 2016 has the most iconic music from Mick fucking Gordon. Like, come on. Eternal, the second best music in my opinion, mostly because they took Mick's music and then did their own version on it. And made changes, but Mick is completely gone in the Dark Ages. And sure, the music is good and great. It's like going to a 5-star restaurant in Doom Eternal and, Doom 2016 and having an amazing fancy burger. And then you go to McDonald's, which essentially is Dark Ages. Sure, it's a tasty burger, but it's absolutely nowhere near the same quality as Doom 2016 nor Doom Eternal. Everything about this game is below expectations for a Doom game in this day and age. So much missing content or below average content. I get this game is supposed to be a prequel to the other games, but I didn't realize that meant we had to go back in time on quality as well. The Dark Ages feels like it would have been acceptable if it came out in 2016. But after having 2016 and Doom Eternal, there is absolutely no excuse for this crap. This game is not worth $80, which is almost why 90% of the people who did play the game played it on fucking Game Pass. You expect more money for less value. This kind of shit is what makes people pirate games. Oh wait, ID Software knew that was the case and put freaking de novo, whatever the hell the anti-piracy software is into the game. Fortunately, I didn't experience any quality loss because of that shit, which is one of the saving graces of my experience with the game. There is no excuse for why a AAA game costs more and you get less than previous titles. Zero excuse. I foresee a world where people will use Game Pass more in the future. People will pirate or share games. This should be a red flag to every game developer that you will not get away with making shittier games for more money. It won't happen. There is no excuse. You can't say, oh, it's the tariffs or inflation. There is no excuse for less value in a product compared to your previous titles. I'm sorry, it's unacceptable. What should have been a rip and tear experience was more like a rip and cry. They made Doom Guy both a badass and a disappointment, which is really weird. 2 games where it's hyper aggressive against demon slaying, and suddenly ID Software is making baby's first Doom. Yeah, someone at ID is thinking how demon lives matter, and we can't hurt them, nor should show blood. We gotta respect their feelings. Now is Dark Ages an abomination, a complete failure? No, it's not. Doom: The Dark Ages is a fun and enjoyable game, but it's completely average. If I were to give it a rating, I would give it a 7 out of 10. It's an average game with a complete experience. Sure, it's lacking features, but it's not like Marathon and Bungie's product where it's half cooked and not really ready. The Dark Ages was complete and fully functional. Would I pay the price for this game, the full price? Hell no. Buy for half the price. You get half the experience as Doom and Doom Eternal. You should only pay half the price. Whether you like PvP or not, you should still have access to those game modes like previous titles. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, this has been my brutally honest review of Doom: The Dark Ages, and I will see you in the next one. Until next time, don't forget to game out, slay out, rip, and tear, baby. Huzzah. Man, they did you dirty, my friend. Man, maybe next time. Maybe next time you can rip and tear like a badass again.